That can't be robbing if it's just one corner. Plus, none of the other colonies are like that. They're just orientation flights. That's got to be orientation flights to the back, right? Got some big drones in there. Yep, they're coming out of the middle right there and coming up. So they've got pollen. That's just their entrance, I guess. We'll go through them later. Alright, if y'all look closely, drew out this wax, filled it with nectar, honey. I've got a little bit of brood in here, but I had to make a space for a queen cage, and that little bit of space they filled up, so I gotta fix that now. There's honey in here though. Alrighty, so they're definitely bringing in honey. Gonna add them above an excluder, give them some more drawn comb for foundations to build out, but this is all wildflower honey. A little bit of pollen in that one. Looking good. Alright, we've got 2 deeps above the excluders on both of those. 1 deep above those. You can see a bunch of bird comb, honey. Cut in some honey and stuff, but bees are building up great. Trying to manage some of these other big ones. Got a drone running around right there. Alright, so I'm going to show y'all what we got here. I had a buddy get out of the business, so I bought a lot of his equipment. Had 7 colonies. Granted, most of them are small or almost dying, but I'm trying to mediate them and build them back up. We have colonies in various stages. From most of these up here were nooks that I just moved into single deeps. They were growing good enough. Luckily I got a lot of drawn comb from that buy. Here we go. We've got two deeps above an excluder. The big colonies, they do have a lot of wildflower honey, and I'm putting that above the excluder, so hopefully I could harvest that right as the mesquite blooms to separate it, but also have a lot more drawn comb to get a lot more mesquite honey as well. So these small nooks here, you know, they're probably only a couple frames of bees. They'll grow. I'm not going to get honey off them, but I've got 18 colonies here. This one here is drawing out some foundation for me. Some of these singles are growing. These ones are mainly nooks, but the ones back there are from removals. Let's see, I've got 3 deeps above excluders. These ones are just growing into a full single deep. Hopefully in a couple weeks I could add more boxes to them. But these girls over here, 3 deeps, 4 deeps, 2 deeps. Granted, that 4 deep, it has a deep of foundation for them to draw out, because these 2 boxes on top are mainly capped honey. So I wanted the brood nest to have, you know, more room and have them draw out some foundation as well. So I've got 2, 4, 5, 6 deeps right there of honey that they're, you know, finishing off and curing, or, you know, just filling. They're probably about 50%, 75% of, you know, the frame that's actually capped already. So that's already 6 boxes there, 7, 8, 9. Just there alone, 9 times, let's say we get 50 pounds. That's 450 pounds of wildflower honey there. Plus my other yard has another 4 or 5 deeps. Well, that's a lot of wildflower honey right there for the small colonies that I had. Granted, mesquite's about to pop. That's not a mesquite tree. Out here, this is in town, so it's a little bit different. This one actually doesn't have a lot at all, but the ones up front did. Yeah, this one actually don't have any. The good thing about mesquites is they come in all different stages, so they offset their blooms, but then they also have 2 or 3 blooms at the same time. Again, like I said, I'll be able to extract all that wildflower honey, have a bunch of drawn comb to give right back to the bees. When I give it back to them, I'm also going to give them a single deep, you know, just wax foundations for them to draw it as well, because when the mesquite bloom hits, it hits hard. They draw out comb fast, fill up super quick, and I could just get them to make more and more when it's mesquite honey. But this is a mesquite bush. I've tried to show people. There's the thorns on that thing. Now these are actually mesquite trees. I don't know if they're slightly different family, but you'll actually see this is what you use for firewood. The bigger pieces. The same thing, they've got their thorns on them. Now we did have a little frost the other night, but I don't think it knocked down any blooms. But these here don't have any now. The other side of town, oh, here we go. These will be blooming. All of those will be blooming in the next couple of weeks. So give these bees a couple weeks to cure that wildflower honey. I am gonna harvest some at the house, maybe a couple 100 pounds, and then hit all that up and then start getting ready for the mesquite. I mean, we've got wildflowers everywhere. You can see mesquite is just our main nectar source. Especially when it's dry, it blooms like crazy. Like I said, we've had 3 blooms, sometimes 4, but all of those will be blooming. That one's actually just about ready to pop open. So it may be here before we know it. Good thing to use the excluders. I run single brood chamber. Cactus soon, in the next month or so, will be getting their flowers. You can see they're starting to get their little buds on them for the flowers. And that'll do it. Like I said, we're in the middle of town. It's the north side of town, the barrio, the Hispanic side. So we do good out here though. 18 colonies here. Still got a couple more yards and gonna build some more yards as well. So I'm trying not to get too many numbers just from swarms and removals. I don't want to really split these or anything. I already did my splits. I want these to produce honey. Then after the flow, go ahead and split them for cotton honey in the summer. So just want to bring you along, show you all this stuff, see what we got going here. It's a mess. I got to finish cleaning and organizing, but that's what we have.